So, hello, 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 hello. How are you all doing? I wanted to kind of jump on and make this video, first of all, to say hello and just to really share and speak about a few things that have been coming to mind lately. And yeah, just some interesting things that I have been speaking about, thinking about in this paradigm, and particularly kind of noticed. I've had loads of conversations about it. And you may have noticed, again, from kind of what I've been sharing lately, that, and I don't know about you, but it feels like we're in a real time of shift. There's a real kind of cleanup happening at the moment. We are about to cross over into some really exciting times. And it feels like it's a time for a different type of revolutionary to really just rise up. And I know there are loads of us out there. It's a time, and I always talk about this where it's all about the inner work first and working from a place of consciousness. So you flow in your business, in your life as a leader from the inside out. I felt kind of a lot of times previously there's been so much inner stuff. There has also been people who have worked on a very kind of outside way, and that's cool. But I think what it's about, and part of the reason why we struggle often, is because it might lack the joining up. And one of the major things kind of I've noticed kind of in my journey as of late, and even recently as I go inward, um, as I go inward a little bit, and as I've been reflecting, as I've been thinking about my own growth, my own shifting, and my own expansion, and what that means to me, is I've seen that it is so much been about the inside out. When you flow from a place of connection, when you flow from a place of alignment, so taking time to actually go through the gritty stuff, go through the things that you don't want to do often because it doesn't feel nice. When we take time out, to really connect with who we are, what are our values, what are our visions, the reason why we're doing things, and really trust ourselves to a whole deeper level. I found, for me personally, and clients that I've worked with, and kind of as I've seen, that's where the real magic starts to happen. That's where we can be truly magnetic. That's where life becomes epic. That's where ease happens. And it doesn't mean easy, because they are not the same thing at all. But that's where, when you feel that place of, I don't know, where things just feel a bit lighter when you're moving from that inside out place. I mean, again, I know from myself personally, and I know from clients' experiences, that when we don't do that mindset work, when we don't do the belief work, when we don't do the connection, when we are just pushing, 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 hustling from an outside perspective, we might see physical results sometimes, but then that's also where we dip into the frustration, the comparison, the feeling like we need to be like other people, the feeling that we're not good enough, and all of those kind of things start to set in. But I find it so much easier, more easeful, when you do it. You take time out to really flow from the inside. And what consciousness kind of means for me, and I think it's this is really the first step, it's about creating space where you can connect, where you can become aware about what you're thinking. And again, kind of in what I've been posting out, I believe that because we're in a new paradigm, because it's kind of a space of new opportunity, that we need to very much, there's been work and there is ongoing work needed in clearing things out. A lot of us who are high achieving, wonderful, revolutionaries just awaiting. We kind of like we need did the permission almost to be able to say, this is what we want. It's that extra level kind of boost and of push. And yeah, I think that's again, it's been really inspiring me to share some of the status, some of the things that I've been talking about, because I think we need to do that cleanup. We need to do that, getting rid of the cobwebs, getting realizing, that we it's okay to trust ourselves, that we can trust our intuition, that we need to put things in order in our home as we're moving to the next level. And it's like, I feel like that has been the work that's almost needed to do first. And again, when I work with people, and even in my own case, it's like we have to be prepared to be able to really go inward, to be able to do the reviewing, do the looking, do the searching, do the dealing with the stuff, in order to then cross those hurdles of being magnificent, being able to stand in our epic, awesome, mighty, revolutionary, game changing self that we are. But it's that process of getting to do it. The other thing I find as well is that when you are in that state of connectivity, when you are in that state of consciousness, then your actions, and that's what we want our actions, our behaviors, our intentions to become much more aligned, to become much more focused. Like if you're in business, for example, if you are often operating from a place of separation, then it can be that business is very, physically things are right on the outside, but it's almost like, how do we have that checkup that what you're doing is in line to you? And also, if we want to be in business, we want to be in our missions, we want to be in our visions, for the long term, for the long haul, then you do need to do it from a place of flow, because otherwise, if you're doing it just as actions, just as separate pieces of actions, then it's not going to have the longevity. You're going to burn out. You're not going to have the staying power. So what we want, really, if we're in that place of consciousness and connection, then we're constantly downloading, we're constantly receiving, we're constantly getting information on what is the blueprint? What do we need kind of for our life, our business, our mission? What are the steps? And it almost, becomes like a roadmap that we have. And we can only get that, as I said, when we really take the space to check in, move back, and create the space and the air that we need. Whereas sometimes if we are too much on go, 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 go mode, again, if it comes from a place that's not in alignment, then again, you might have that feeling of separation. And I feel, as I said, the time that we're in needs a whole shift. It needs massive acceleration, massive expansion, but from a really light place. It's not about, as might have been said, being sedentary and doing absolutely nothing. But what we want to make sure is that the work we are doing and the stuff we are doing is in line with that bigger picture. It's about flowing in a place of ease. And like I said, ease, do not confuse that with easy, because it is not. As many of you know, like, this journey is not easy at all, but it's being able to push through the things. And I feel like if you have that kind of that roadmap, that guidance, that inner wisdom that you're trusting, it's then propelling you to be able to move forward. All right. And then you can start connecting that, as I said, with the bigger picture, with the dots, making sure also that the movements that you're doing are in line. You've got your bigger why, you've got your direction, you've got where you're going. And that's also, again, a lot of people talk about goals and goal setting, and we won't go into that too much here, but the reason why it can become very separate or very awkward is because of how people look at and place goals. People see it as, right, I'm getting there, and it's all very hard and harsh. Or people wait and think they have nothing to do, that goal is just going to appear. But often, as I found, it's about, when we look at our goals, take a look at your goals, take a look at the things that you're working towards. What are we doing to be that person? What are we doing to be in that right now? What needs to change? What needs to start happening now in order to get us, or that we get to that end goal? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of, I think, sometimes the missing link is that we need to start being that goal, but taking those steps towards it, putting in those habits. If you ever read or listen to the audio, The Slight Edge, it talks about the very little things that you can do to put in place. So if you want those clients, you want to feel more confident, who do you have to start being now? What changes do you have to start being now or doing now? Where do you need to step up now in order to reach there? So as I said, just wanting to kind of just share a couple of things that have been on my mind. There will be some more from me, but this is kind of going to be it for now. The other thing I'm really thinking about as well is I'd love to start a Facebook group. So I'm going to have a Facebook group, and I would love to be able to connect to you who feel you are a conscious revolutionary. You are ready to stand up, and you are ready to stand up to be a conscious revolutionary, to make the changes, to be the leader that you need to be in your life, and to go ahead to lead that mission that you know that you are called to lead in this world. Alright, so in this group, what I want is, as I said, a place for conscious revolutionary leaders. People who are ready to stand up against the grain. People who are ready to pay the price for what they believe in, for their mission, to stand up, and they're not afraid. You know, maybe it's kind of that thing where you know you have been afraid, you know you've been hiding a little bit, but you feel ready. You feel absolutely ready. You just need some support, but you need to be around people that you know are going to help you, that you know are going to be like-minded, that you know it's important to be around the right people, to be in the right environments, to say the things that you want to say in the right space. And in the right way, of course. And also, like I said, it's going to be about, I'll be sharing tips, videos, information, events, stuff that's happening. We'll be discussing and connecting on that whole deeper level, getting really below the surface so that we can support each other to get out there and do what it is that we're here from. But be able to do that inner work and deal with that inner work. So there'll be training, like I said, there'll be discussion, there'll be meets, there'll be conversation, there'll be hanging out, there'll be learning. There'll be sharing of expertise and empowering each other, empowering you to be able to go out in this world and do the things that you need to do. So, like I said, if you're interested in that, I'm going to put links below. In fact, you know what, just get in touch with me if you want to be part of that group, if you want to be part of this movement in this new paradigm, you want to stand up for what you believe. You want to take your place in this earth, and you know it's not about shouting and screaming and pushing hard, but at the same time getting the right things done. You want to slow down. You want to be more intentional. You want to be more focused. You want to have more ease. You want to be you, because that's key as well. Being able to be you in your business, be you in your life, be you in your mission, be you in this world. But the good you, the highest you, because you're all good, but the highest you, and step in and step up to take your place as the queen, king, revolutionary that you really are, and just trailblaze, because that's what we are as well, as trailblazers. We want to set some stuff on fire and just cause some disruption to things that need to be disrupted. So also, I'd love to, again, speak to anyone who feels like they're in a state of crossroads. Like, you're ready, you're 150% ready to do this, but you're just kind of not sure about how. You find it difficult maybe to trust yourself, or people who have made that absolute commitment and said, what, I'm ready, I just need someone with me to hold my hand to help me across. If you're also in that place as well, I would love to speak to you. I want to, again, let's jump on a call, let's have a chat, and see what we can do to you to, as I said, help you to take your place as a revolutionary. So if you have any comments on what I've said, please, below, hit me up, send me a message, and have a marvelous day. And there will no doubt be more from me soon. So thank you, and yeah, have an awesome day. Keep being a revolutionary. Keep standing up for who you are. Do your inner work. Do the stuff. Flow from a place of alignment. Trust yourself more because you are awesome. You can do this. We can all do this together. Be that leader that you need to be. Go out. Do for your dreams. You know, like this. Just go all out for your dreams. Go all out. Go all out. Do what it takes. You have what it takes. Ciao. Bye bye.